Hey, welcome back to another episode of Flavor and Fiction. So for those of you who have never seen this segment before, what I do is I choose a book from my 2022 reading challenge and I read it and then give you a short review. And then I make a recipe that is either featured in the book or features a food mentioned in the book. So you get your fiction and your flavor, and that's Flavor and Fiction. I apologize in advance if I sound a little stuffy. I'm just getting over a cold, but I'm gonna forge ahead. So this time the category was a coming of age book, and I decided to choose Sag Harbor by Colson Whitehead. I'll put a picture here. Many of you probably recognize him as the author of The Underground Railroad, a very famous book that came out a couple years ago and people were raving about it. I put it on my TBR, but have not gotten to it yet and surprised myself by getting to this book first. So one of the foods mentioned in the book, the main character and his friends, they order some Chinese food and they order some egg rolls with it. So I decided at first I was going to make egg rolls. I found a great recipe for air fryer egg rolls, but I don't have an air fryer. So I would have had to borrow my sister's. So I decided to switch it up and we're going to be making egg roll in a bowl. I'll put a picture here. Found the recipe on Pinterest and I'll put the recipe in the description down below, as well as where you can buy the book if you're interested. So let's get started. So this is told from the perspective of 15-year-old Benji, who now wants to go by Ben. He has a twin brother, he has a sister, he has two parents. And every summer they would go down to their beach house at Sag Harbor from Manhattan. They travel. And this year's a little different because the sister is now in college and she does not want to come back home for vacation. She wants to stay up where she is and be with her friends during the break. And Benji and his brother, they're going to be going to different schools. They are growing apart. They're starting to become their individual selves, really. And so Benji is looking forward to a little bit of normalcy in Sag Harbor. For the first time, his parents will not be staying there together for the whole summer. They go down together, but then they decide that they're going to be going back to Manhattan during the week, and they're going to be like the weekend parents at Sag Harbor. A lot of kids have that, even though his parents used to stay for the whole summer. So this time they get to have their run of the house a little bit. They get to have their friends over and let it be the hangout spot. And they also have added responsibility because without their parents and their sister there during the week, they're responsible for washing dishes, cleaning the house, and getting jobs. So you start to see them, I guess this is the coming of ageness of it, because you see them growing out of their stupid boyhood things like having a BB gun fight and, just like trolling for girls, stuff like that. And then you see them maturing more and having responsibilities, and also their eyes opening, or Benji's eyes opening to the world around him. His eyes are opening because his parents' relationship, all the kids have always noticed when they're arguing, they notice how the father is verbally, at least, and emotionally abusive to the mother. And he's always kind of put it out his mind. They've always retreated to their bedrooms, not really focused on it. But now he's starting to have to think about it now that he's seeing it and he can't shut it out. And then he sees his sister one day in town and she didn't call them. She didn't mention anything. She wasn't even going to say anything. So he approached her and, she was there with her boyfriend and she just said, look, like, I can't come back here. I can't come back to that house. I can't come back with mom and dad. Because she's sick of it. She's sick of hearing and seeing her father treat her mom like, subhuman in public. So that kind of opened his eyes further. Like, he couldn't ignore it after that. A lot of coming of age books still have like a big like horror or a big event that takes place. This isn't really, there's no it's not like action packed. It's more just going throughout the summer with Benji, seeing the things that he loves, seeing the things that he misses, seeing how Sag Harbor is changing, how he's changing, his relationships are changing. And so I like the book because even though it has some heavy themes or things that kind of make you think, It also has levity to it, and it makes it, you know, it's Sag Harbor, it's on the beach, and I would suggest this for like a beach read. It was easy to get through, it was pleasant and sentimental, so I recommend it. So now that we've talked about your fiction, let's get to the flavor. I'm gonna go ahead and make this egg roll in a bowl, and I hope it turns out good because I am starving. Let's go. Start by browning ground sausage. I chose sweet Italian sausage, and I'm not sure if that's the best. You may want to try original instead. Then get some coleslaw mix and add that in. Cook it down. Add your soy sauce and your garlic. I put in extra ginger because I love the flavor. The recipe does not call for sesame seed oil, but I put some in just for a little added spark of flavor. And it's finished. That's all you got to do. Quick 15 minutes and you have yourself egg roll in a bowl. Okay, so before I try this food, I'm going to add some of these on top. Can't really see because of my blinds. They are wonton strips, just to give it a little texture. So, I got my food, got my chopsticks. Let's give this a little taste. I want to make sure I get some sausage in here, some of everything, a little green onion, and a wonton strip. Wish me luck. It has more flavor than I thought it was going to. I'm not gonna lie. The Italian sausage with the Asian flavors is a little, what's that? But this is pretty good. And I think would taste even better with rice. But then it wouldn't be low carb. So if you're looking for a quick, easy meal that you can just slap together, that's the way to go. I would recommend getting just plain, like original sausage, ground sausage. Like I said, this isn't bad, but the flavors are a little conflicting. So to make this perfect, I would get the regular sausage. Other than that, not bad, especially if you need a quick, low carb meal. Well, now you've had your fiction and your flavor, even though it's backwards. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Flavor and Fiction. Happy reading and happy eating.